What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy T. Half on the ride up. Everybody's been talking about these crazy fucking lists. So, gotta talk about it. However, I want a woman's perspective, but not just a married woman. And I would assume a relatively happy married woman, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, uh, I have my wife. Uh, I'm going to go down this list and I want to ask her, would she go on a first date to any of these places? Okay. And this is a married woman that's saying these things, not some random, you don't know what their relationship status is, answering the questions. All right. And for the record, she has not seen this list yet. She's heard about it, but she has not seen this list yet. All right. You ready?
Yes.
All
But
right.
I think you need to preface this with where we went on our first date.
Why?
It's relevant. Is it not?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But it may come up in this list.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
All right. All right, number one. Since this is what sparked it all, Cheesecake Factory.
Yes.
Why?
What's wrong with the Cheesecake Factory? Perfectly acceptable restaurant.
Do you have any idea why a woman wouldn't want to go to Cheesecake Factory on the first date?
The only thing that I've been hearing is the fact that it's a chain restaurant and they feel disrespected, quote unquote, because it's a chain restaurant. I don't know what makes a restaurant good or bad because there's more than one of them, but that's that's their opinions, I guess.
Okay, keep that same energy. Applebee's.
No. But that's just because I don't like Applebee's personally. That's
Okay,
not a slight on the fact that it would be a bad first date. I just don't like Applebee's.
okay. Chili's.
Sure, they got good tacos.
Chipotle.
It depends.
On.
I mean, like we were saying earlier, I don't think that I'll go to lunch on the first date to Chipotle. I don't want to go to dinner on the first date to
Okay,
Chipotle. Unless we're going somewhere else after.
okay.
If it's like a let's grab something quick to eat and then go to the movies or whatever, that's fine.
Now, more than Cheesecake Factory, this one bothered me a little more than the rest. Olive Garden.
Okay. I mean, that's like my least favorite choice for Italian food, but
Okay.
I don't mind.
The movies.
It's not an ideal first date. It's a traditional first date, but there's no room for conversation
So here's the thing. This is where I have a problem with the movies because if
because you fall asleep.
no,
Oh,
that's disrespectful.
it's true.
I told you I listen with my eyes because going to the movies and then obviously the type of movie matters, but going to the movies, then going somewhere to eat, it gives you something else to talk about. That's a good icebreaker.
That's a big block of time.
Well, if well then
Dinner and a movie is like
well make sure you
a
pick the
4
well yeah that's courting. If you're going to court somebody and you want to go to see a movie, you do what the trick is not to do like a random movie. Hey, let's go to the movies, and that's part of the thing. I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at just going to the movies and picking a movie that we will probably like or
That's fair.
probably hate together. But it's not going to be a movie where it's just okay. I'm not going to take a girl to an action, but it's going to be maybe it's you don't want to necessarily go to a rom com on the first date because you don't want to feel like it's pressure, right? But I think movies is it's okay answer for but I can understand why women would just movies unless wait a minute unless
You don't go to the fancy one
it's
with
a
the food.
fancy one because they listen. I had to work today. We hang out. We go to the movie. We can put that recliner on, get some drinks.
That's not first date energy though. That conversation you're having right now, that's not first
No, no, no.
date
I'm not even
energy.
talking about that. Just going somewhere like AMC has.
But I'm saying the way you're like, I just want to work. We don't go to like that's not first date energy. That's
Why
like
not? I got
fifth
it.
date
So
energy.
I can't have
It's a level of comfort.
I can't go to a date after work.
Yeah. I'm just saying, expressly the way that you were presenting that conversation is not the way that you would talk to somebody on a first date.
Okay.
You've already reached some sort of level of comfort
Okay.
to say, here's where we're at, here's where we're going, here's what's going on.
This is one of my favorite ones to respond to. Number 7, your house.
Oh.
No, like you going to my house for the first date. And when I read this list to a couple girls at my job, they were me like, "Oh, I'm not going to your house." However, what if the two people going on their first date, they know each other, and you know that this person can cook, and you feel comfortable enough to go to his house? Would you still not go to his first house on the first date if he said, "Let me cook for you"? Because that's a romantic gesture. What if he doesn't cook for anybody else and he wants to cook for you? Like to just, and I feel like sometimes some of these people were just throwing stuff on the list because they that's what I said. I think they just throw it on the list, but you gotta like there are circumstances where that wouldn't be a no for a first date.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Any fast food chain.
I mean,
hey, listen, I'm a G. I took a chick first date Panda Express because what we're not gonna do is say what you want to eat, and I say I got a craving orange chicken, and then you say, "Ooh, I want orange chicken too."
Yes, y'all getting orange chicken.
So what? So if I want orange chicken and you want orange chicken,
gonna eat orange chicken.
Why? Like, why overthink it? Why overthink it?
We're gonna go to PF Chang's.
Here's my car in the shop. Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't want to go on a date to Buffalo Wild Wings ever if I don't have to, unless we're watching a game.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm going to Buffalo Wild Wings is trying to watch sports in an area where it's not locally off.
Like, hey, fellas, if you want to go to Buffalo Wild Wings first date, then you need to know going there, the person that you are courting loves sports, and that's the element in which you're going to Buffalo Wild Wings for.
Yeah.
Unless y'all both like
mediocre chicken wings.
She respected you balling. That's another thing. Yeah, don't do balling on a budget dates with somebody that don't understand your struggles. Like, get off the social media fronting. Stop the fronting. Listen, just because they fronting and they got all these over top of all the makeup and eyelashes, don't mean you can't still be on date. If you know it's the 29th and you about to hit, rent's about to hit, and you trying to squeeze it in, but you really like her, you either postpone that date or keep it 100. That's all. Just keep it 100. But y'all be feeling these pressures and y'all be lying. That's why you can't take a chick to Buffalo Wild Wings or Wingstop. Would you go to Wingstop?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
First date?
I don't want to eat there, but we can pick it up and go somewhere.
On the first date?
Sure.
Okay. Me personally, I wouldn't say, "Hey, let's get Wingstop for a first date." I think it's the lemon pepper wings, the popularity of lemon pepper wings. I don't like lemon pepper, and every time I think lemon pepper, here it Rick Ross, and I fuck Rick Ross. Red Lobster. Why is Red Lobster on this list? Like, why is seriously, why is Red Lobster on this list? Like, I get his name in places. Like, what we not going to do is y'all be at Fridays, 3 days a week at that crappy bar. The bartender is never playing the bar. You put in your purse and you know all them sticky beer stained bars, but you don't want to go to first date at Red Lobster.
If Red Lobster is good enough for Beyonce, I feel like it should be okay for us. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
A buffet. who dating or even talking to give your that they would say, yo, let's go to now, and so that's what I said. I said the only way we're going to a buffet is if you've expressly mentioned how and Golden Corral at Capitol Center Boulevard is a no-go. We ain't on that one. That we ain't doing. Can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like what age is the girl you that's your grandma that's her favorite place. But anyway, okay. IHOP.
After the date.
First we talk about first date though. Depending on what time it is. Denny's.
Yes.
Same thing, right?
Same thing.
Right. I'm not going to ask you out on a date and take you to Denny's. Now, Denny's or IHOP might be part of the it can be part of the evening, but we can't be like, oh, I want to pick you up and take you to or Denny's. I'd risk the chance of saying, come on my house. You know, I love
time of the day,
right. The gym.
What? No. No. Why?
Like the gym?
The only person who goes on a first date on the gym already goes to the gym.
My thing is
specific small group of people.
How is the gym on the list? Okay. Church. How is church? How is church on the list? Starbucks.
That's fair.
And then the next one is coffee dates. That's the same thing. Starbucks, coffee dates, same thing.
I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
Now, here's the thing. And this is the young lady had a video and it called her picky because she said that she didn't believe that the first date she believes that the first date should be a cheap date. You know, something that's like where you get to know each other versus getting to know each other and spending a bunch of money. Not like somebody to feel pressure to do extra stuff or not expect certain things coming out of it. And it's very conversational. Right? It's very conversational. You see a lot of interesting conversations at a coffee shop. Obviously it's not a dinner date, but that's a nice lunch date place. Especially if you dating or you interested in a young lady that is at work and she knows she gets an hour break. And you say, hey, what are you doing for lunch? I want to take you to lunch on your break. You know what I'm saying? And she likes it, especially number one, she should have to like them in if they don't. Obviously know that they like coffee. I'm not going to Starbucks to get because it's a low maintenance. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to smell it. Like I'm not going to take you to a place if either you're drinking coffee or I'm drinking it. I don't want to smell it if either one of us. I'm not going to. That's a very minuscule part of that. I'm big on smell. Like I want to. Number one, I expect you to smell nice, and I don't want to be blocked by coffee. And it's nothing but coffee.
Down a tangent.
All right, so ice cream dates. Where do you live?
Mayberry.
Who are you dating? What is this, half baked? Motherfucker said ice cream. Family function.
No.
Nah. Listen, the Brooks boys and my stepper's cousins, we get it in, but I'm not about to subject somebody on a first date. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Everybody's gonna expect for you to explain yourself as that person's partner. Like, oh, we just met each other and this is the first time we're hanging. No, I'm not meeting your grandma on the first time. No.
Movie night, like Netflix chilling. Like, okay, so that's a combination of shows and movies. So it's like, obviously, if you don't want to go to my house, or like a movie date at my house, if you want to go to my house in the first place.
Two separate entries, but that sets a expectation, and you have to have a clear boundary conversation.
I'm cracking. That's the conversation. We know what Netflix and chill mean. You know what I'm saying? We know what Netflix and chill mean. We're gonna watch as much of this movie as we watch until we doing what we doing. All right, it's somewhere. Oh, bowling. Bowling is a great. I'm saying you can number one, ladies. Here's the thing. This is why I think it's a bad idea to write bowling off. Because you bowling will show you what type of guy you have or who you're interested, who you're talking to. Because you'll see it's something that you can do and y'all can both be terrible at or be good at.
Yeah, but you have to be comfortable being terrible at something in front of somebody you don't know like that. Lots of people are not good at being.
So let me ask you a question. Do girls really have to be comfortable being bad at bowling?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I think guys have to be more comfortable.
Stupid. Like,
what if he's bad?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Like, the way a woman generally wants to present herself as poised, especially in the beginning, she's going to hold herself to some level of standard and appear to be graceful and beautiful and poised. And bowling is not a graceful activity. So if you're
unless you're good,
yourself, but who's good at bowling? Like,
I unless I've intentionally never been good at bowling. I think I could probably be at least solid at bowling. I go to not be good. I have never attempted to be good at bowling. I don't even put my finger in the hole. I hold the ball in the palm of my hand and roll it down. That's how I bowl because I want to have fun. I think bowling is a fun experience and it needs somebody who's a goofball. Like you got to have somebody who's a goofball. 300 and right?
To look stupid.
And here's the other thing. Bowling food, I love bowling food. If you don't have food at the bowling alley, then why you exist?
It's the same as movie theater food.
No. Bowling alley food, bowling alley food be like high school football game type food.
That's fair.
But like maybe a little bit upgrade because it's not getting pitched out of a mobile van. Hopefully not. You know what I'm saying? A hookah lounge. First date. It's too dark. It's I don't think.
If that's your vibe.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
But you have to establish that before.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't enjoy that personally, but if that was something that I liked, I wouldn't mind.
A nightclub, similar vibe. Number one, it definitely is going to. If we are doing a nightclub, it depends where, like what type of nightclub. You know what I'm saying? What type of music? All that stuff matters. Let's see. A bar for just drinks.
That's fine.
Okay, I mean, first date.
Same thing as going to Starbucks, but instead of coffee, you drink a liquor.
Like, a sports event.
You have to know that that's going to be an enjoyable time ahead of time.
A sports event.
I'm not about to, that's a lot of money, depending on what it is. Like
this is this is risky. A sports event is tricky because I feel like first date type sporting events is usually guys who are trying to show off money and they're probably getting good seats and she's accepting it because she, wants to be seen or say, hey, I got to the game. Like I don't know a lot of just friends like floor seats, stuff like that. But
you took it to the next level.
I'm not like First date, I'm not going to take you so you can sit the nosebleeds. You know what I'm saying? And I need to know that you want to watch the game. You know what I'm saying? So if we're talking basketball or with hockey, you got to this. You got. I think hockey is the best sport to go see because there's a lot of talking at hockey. At hockey, Jesus Christ, like shut the fuck up. I'm
I've
trying
been
to.
to one hockey game.
I'm trying to keep my eye on this puck. Like,
at a club.
like side note. How is it that the NFL gives the audience like 50 different invisible lines to show the first image, sideline, but you can't put a color on the puck so that the audience can follow where the puck is?
At least on TV, yeah.
It's 2023. Step your fucking game up. Anyways, back to it. Back to it. It said any place that takes a long time, a long drive. That's a romantic thing to do.
That's too big.
Like a long drive.
No, there's no way that I'm gonna be stuck in a car with a dude that I just met.
But see, wait a minute. But first date doesn't necessarily mean somebody that you just met.
If you don't have a long-standing friendship or whatever, like if it's
Okay.
a first date with somebody that I just started talking to, I'm not comfortable. If he's driving, being in the passenger seat of a man's car for longer than like 15, 20 minutes.
Fair enough.
You're not kidnapping.
Fair enough. So to sum it up, there are some legitimate things. Some probably should have never been on the list. I feel like y'all just wanted to build the list out, naming random things like a buffet. Like, come on, the only way. Listen, the only way eating a buffet on the first date is to each other from our moms. We're square, and they know each other from church, and that's we are. We're gonna take it old school style, like we're going to Bob Big Boys or something, and we're going to the buffet that way. I'm not going on a date at church for the first date, and we not hitting. I don't even like buffets. With you, I don't like buffets. I will indulge. You know what I'm saying, on occasion when I'm with other company, but I'm never going to pick a place that says that's buffet style. That's not my thing.
Not even the brunch buffet?
It's not. See, and that's another thing. Brunch. I'm never going to be like, hey, let's go eat brunch. As says the woman. That's
nothing to do with gender.
Yes, it does. You don't wait. You can get holiday sauce on a Tuesday. This is the crazy stuff about brunch. A lot of places that are open for brunch, people only want to go to brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Why? What time you going? People be in line for brunch at 8 o'clock on a Saturday. That same food and drink they can have it on a Tuesday. If they off, they could be off.
Most of us work normal schedules. Like that's why they go on a brunch.
Man, some these new girls don't work at all. Okay, let the Instagram tell it. They don't work at all. They unbothered. It's always traveling. And they ain't getting beat up. They ain't getting beat up.
In a bad way or
in a good way. They ain't getting beat up. They super choosy, and everybody in their DMs shooting shots. They got all the money in the world. $100K, $300 or more on their first date. They gotta be at a 4-star restaurant. Yo, just because you are average at best in the face and spent $200 on your makeup, but only put $50 on your fashion over outfit, don't mean I gotta take you to a 4 or 5. And I'm not knocking any of those things I listed. I'm just saying your priorities and my priorities don't work out that way. Because
if I'm a millionaire businesswoman who owns all these businesses by myself, I make 7 figures easily by myself, then I'm going to attract that energy. but you have to maintain at your level. Like, if the levels match, you're gonna much.
You're speaking from a lot,
Absolutely.
but the social media, everything is illogical. You got people who are clearly bottom feeders of the work industry, not bottom feeders in life, just the bottom feeders of the work industry. You can be whatever you want to be. I'm talking about from a pay scale standpoint, not the actual job, just the pay scale standpoint. Have never seen a certain amount of money in their bank account at one point, but that has to be what the other person makes in order to take you out on a date. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
They have plenty of other women to compare their lives to see that these girls have lucked up pretty women style.
That's Instagram lying to them.
It happens.
Let me tell you like this.
All these trophy wives of rich white men.
A comedian once said, "We don't need a steak to fuck." Ooh. We don't need a steak to fuck. We don't. Just good conversation. That's all. Just make you laugh genuinely, make you smile genuinely, make you feel appreciated and wanted and liked and recognized genuinely. Steak don't have to be part of that.
Yeah, but
nor does pasta noodles.
Whether or not they're steak, it's her decision to make, and she already made it before y'all even met up.
Like, how you got caviar taste? Don't know what caviar tastes like. Some of y'all don't even know what caviar. Just keeping it 100. Don't. And there's a part of y'all who spell caviar. But you know how to spell McDonald's and chicken nuggets, and you eat it every month. I can get you some chicken nuggets and some fries and get you out of there. Stop playing games. Baby, thanks for joining me on the show today.
Gotta tell them what we went on our
Okay. So here's the thing. And this is matter. A lot of y'all ain't doing this, ain't doing that, that. This everything isn't for everybody. Right? With that being said, just because in your mind thinking about don't mean that it's necessarily a bad thing. My wife pursued me. Do you know why my wife had to pursue me? It's not that I'm a pussy or I get active. However, I'm not trying to read between the lines. And a lot of times when you do, it's mixed signals, this, that, and the third. And she was like, all right, I'm tired of playing games, waiting for him to figure what's his. And she was like, yo.
Miley, what's good?
What's up? And I'm like, oh, we could be friends. And to show her that I was interested, I drove out to a place that I'd never been before. And I was like, I don't even like I don't like. I mean, I'll take a drive, but I don't do good drive. Like, I fall asleep. I'm like, I'm about to pull over. But I was like, nah, I bang with her. I like her energy. I want to be around this person.
The fact that we had interacted with each other for quite some time.
So
before this,
we met each other on Facebook. We met each other on Facebook because we are both sneakerheads, and we would occasionally have banter over various things, but it'd be here and there.
Sneakers and the Redskins.
Yeah, here and there. And at one point, I'd happen to be on the market. She was on the market when she shot her shot. And I think we only talked for like 2-3 days. It wasn't even that long of the span of conversation. Maybe it was at the week the most. A week, maybe at the most. Yeah. It was maybe a week at the most. I mean, because we already knew each other, and I was like, I already liked her energy, so I can go off that. Like if I go down there and you know what I'm saying, but I also see that's another thing. I don't have that energy with if I you know what I'm saying. And a lot of dudes do have that type of energy. It's like when you do that, you miss out on a good thing. Like if I was the person that had that energy, even if she was like, man, an hour and a half, I'm not wasting that opportunity. She could have had that in her head, right? She could have had that in her head. And if I had that energy when I came down there, it could have threw her off. Like, well, I really was considering giving you some, but you're doing too much. Now it's dead, right? So it wasn't like people tell me I'm too cool for school all the time, but it was more so like that wasn't the time I was on. Like, sure, if it happened, great, but it's like I wanted to just really hang out with her. You know what I'm saying? Like I really wanted somebody to hang out with. That was what it was. And technically our first date, you know, all these things on the list. Sheets is on Sheets. We went to Sheets. I'd seen Sheets as I was because there's no Sheets on our side of town, so I'd never heard of Sheets. So I thought it was just a gas station. And she's like, "Yeah, we'll go to Sheets 11:30 at night."
Yeah, but we have been hanging out.
Yes, I got, I got her. I probably had. I didn't realize how difficult it would be to find of the GPS is bugging. So I'm like, and my phone was down. So I'm gonna have to turn around. I ain't trying to stack out in Hagerstown. You know what I'm saying? These white folks out here. I'm not trying to cut the car out because I ain't trying to get caught. Trying to for me, but I was like, I hit her. I finally got to where she was. You know what I'm saying? The Spurs. I'm not sure who they were. I know that the Spurs were playing. I can't remember who they were playing. So we watched the Spurs game, and we were just hanging out for a little, and then we ended up going to Sheets. And it's if you've never heard of Sheets, which I'm probably the only person who hadn't heard of Sheets, it's like a Wild Wild or now like a Roy Farms, one of those type of gas stations. They got the whole kit and caboodle attached to it, and Sheets had the steak and cheese with the pretzel bread. Sign me up. Sign me up. And this was the first time because Gold Peak is my favorite tea, and they had the extra sweet. You can't give me the extra. That's like grandma sweet tea right there, right? So I was hooked, and that was a good first date. And it was like I wanted to see if she was going to sing in the car. She did not sing in the car.
Very anxious.
She did not sing in the car.
Riding in the car in the middle of the night, and it was cold outside.
It was.
I was very anxious.
It was cold outside.
But we made it. And then you slept on the couch.
For a little while.
That night.
Did I?
The whole night.
What time did I leave?
You spent the night.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, what time did I leave?
In the morning.
In the morning? Okay.
But you slept on the couch.
I don't know if it was even the morning. Was it the morning? Might have been the afternoon. Yeah. But that was our first interaction with each other. So I mean, technically, would you call that a fast food chain? That's less than a fast food chain to some people. And it was a gas station. And check off to your house and the movie date. Like we checked off a couple of these boxes, and 9:30 will forever be our date. So, I mean, hey, I think the moral of the story is to each his own.
Mm-hmm.
To each his own. Don't block your blessing. Don't look at this list and say, "Girl, I agree," and then be all in your head because you saw that place that he wanted to take you, and you was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that," or you got certain type of energy, unless it's or ice cream day. Even listen, bro, if you want to ice cream date, bro,
bring your Lactaid.
make sure she a big girl to like ice cream, bro. Make sure she a big girl like ice cream. Like, listen, and have another food. Ice cream is cool. Number one, ice cream is. It's like this how ice cream dates will happen. We go out to eat. We were on a reservation on our way home or out. Like, damn, I want some dessert. Or we didn't get dessert and we got some ice cream. Or it's a specific type of place that serves ice cream, like as a mom and pop. Like, oh, here's the thing. We went to a donut shop. She was adamant about taking me to a donut that's famous in Haiti. What's the name of it?
Crumpies.
Crumpies. Crumpies is so important.
Watch your mouth.
Crumpies is so important, woman, that she insisted on having these donuts at our wedding reception.
And they hit.
So I think that's
much more than the cake.
Like, I think that's a good case of points. Don't just say ice cream date, because if it might be a nice little move, you know. So if you're gonna choose some of these, stack them up, fellas. Stack it up. Like have a game. You know what I'm saying? And ladies, like, giving up the pussy is okay to be. It's okay to have part of the game plan. You know what I'm saying? Just put it out there. Like, you know. So have a couple condoms, you know, safe sex, you know. And fellas, have your plan B just in case, because y'all might have one of those dates with y'all and she done got what she told you to come at her, and then it's like you do it because you drunk too, because y'all both match. And he like, damn, I'm tripping. You ain't gotta have a conversation. You just do what you got. But more likely she'll be down. Yeah, so let's go to the store. And then you go in there, you already got it. And then you like, here you go. And if she's resistant, that's cool. You know, then you take her to the coffee date. All right. Hey, listen, you've been on the ride up. Thank you, baby, for joining me. Stay tuned for episode 8. No, we're on episode 9. We'll be episode 9. And B Money will be in the building. You're on the ride up. 1.